Caleb,
my bad, because he called C.J. Stroud trash at one time too. So,
I'm not going to cut Caleb or Rome. That's two guys. Who are you talking? They're on my bench.
I guarantee you will. Send me a screenshot.
Well,
every Tuesday, send me a screenshot. I guarantee you.
If I cut Caleb Williams and Rome, that means Caleb is big trash.
You already said it was big trash.
He's the backup. I gotta have the backup.
Before he drafted him, Tate. Pay attention.
Yeah. This is for bread, bro. We trying to. Yeah, it's called smoke screens, man. What does you mean? I've been suffering people all year. I've been running smoke screens all year. What do you mean?
Oh man.
You drive the value down so you can get the guy you want.
That's now how he covers his bad takes. Smoke screens.
With smoke screens, we would his whole room be smoked out. You wouldn't be able to see him, just hear him in a cloud.
It's smoke right now because I was out there hitting with this fantasy draft. I was out there killing it.
Hey,
you're the teaching song of smoke screens.
Facts.
Yeah, I do have something to admit to you guys, man. I've been battling, going back and forth. Time to lose a few pounds, a few lbs. You know, I'm getting older, approaching 50, and want to take a little bit better care of myself. So I've been thinking about that. Man, I realize, you start talking about how you got to build good habits early with working out, eating right, all that stuff. I've never been more upset with how I took my fitness as a young athlete than I was today. TJ McConnell got a $45 million contract. What have I been doing with my life?
The basketball player.
Living a good life.
Man.
The basketball player.
Living a good life.
Plays for the Indianapolis Pacers, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Got 4 years, $45 million.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm sure you could have made a couple 5, 10, 15 million in baseball. Just would have to stick it out.
Should have done something. Should have just took something more serious.
Yeah, man.
Or took something more illegal. A little more anabolic, maybe.
That worked too.
You saying he did PEDs?
Saying I should have.
Jeez.
He's saying he should have took some.
Saying I should have.
I don't know.
Hey, man. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. First, let's get this thing rolling. Thanks everybody for joining us for a Friday night episode of the Homies Podcast. I'm one of 4, the quadruple homies in the building. I'm your boy Tate with the little fella, the one and only Pay. Pay, what's happening, man?
What's going, man? I heard you're the hardest working man in podcasts. What's up?
That's the second hardest, man. They gave old Jeff first place. But yeah, that was
every time I see him, he's just out grilling something, talking on his phone. What do you mean hard working?
He's grilling, but he's filming it for a podcast, right?
Jeff be talking about grilling thoughts. But he's out there making it though. He's doing it.
He's just waiting on that sponsorship. He gets a Miller Lite sponsorship. He's just gonna be on his deck smoking meat and drinking beer. That's gonna be it.
From that grill, I forgot the name of it, but they gave him a free grill.
Yeah, he did.
Smoking meat.
I want Paul Wall to give me a free grill. That's who I want to sponsor us and get free grills for everybody.
You aware of that, B-Dirt?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, your birthday is the 26th of September? 27th.
26th.
Me and B Dirt's birthday is the exact same day.
No, it's not. His is the 26th. Yours is the 24th.
Mine is the 26th of December. I mean, of September. You said December, or what month did you say? I didn't hear you. You broke up.
September.
My birthday is September 26th.
Oh, I thought it was the 24th.
No.
Ouch.
My birthday is September. Me and B Dirt, we were born on the exact same day.
Okay.
We're going to celebrate our birthdays a little early.
Yeah.
That's
next
why
Saturday.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why B Dirt is in the fantasy football chat, just doing big G type things in there. It must be a Zodiac kid.
No, we twins.
Hey,
we brothers from another mother. We brothers from another mother. We think like we're born on the same day. What do you mean?
It's not going to get better either.
Facts.
Now you got AWOL in the mix. Now you got AWOL in the mix. He gonna get it from me all year.
I'm guessing you talking about AWOL. You talking about Big G's baby brother.
Get it from you all year.
That's right. All year. Go catch the smoke.
Don't worry about it, Pay. Pay, just look at the screen.
No, you diddy it all up. I don't care. Diddy it, dally it, however you gotta do it.
What did he say, Pay?
I said he's gonna get it all year. There you go. Big pause. I can't believe Tate missed it.
Tate
was the only one that immediately reacted. I thought I was going to skate for a second.
Pay always catching.
This is after you said Jeff Hartman don't do nothing but sit on his deck and smoke meat.
You see, I had the big no doubt sound right there.
I didn't say that.
I did.
Hey, man, I heard somebody said that, boy.
Jeff, man,
I said
get these guys in line, man.
I said meats, plural.
Get these guys together, Jeff. What's wrong with these guys?
But we also got the wee boy of every year, B Dirt in the building. What's up, B Dirt? That don't say wee boy.
No, it says we are not for everyone. Michigan Wolverines.
Oh, okay.
Over here in Michigan right now, getting ready for that home opener tomorrow night.
Okay. He brought the dog with you this time.
The two Frenchies travel.
Okay.
Two Frenchies travel. So this will be my background for 7 of the next 12 weeks, 13 weeks, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. We got the same hotel, the whole home, the 7 out of the 8 home games we're coming to.
Same hotel, same room?
I asked for the same room. We'll see if we can get it.
Okay. No, I like that background better than all that bingo stuff you have back there.
Well, listen, if I've got the same one, there's gonna be some command strips coming. Once I now know the layout, we're gonna do something.
It's gonna be some what coming? Oh,
man strips.
Man strips.
You know how hard it is to edit yourself so Pay doesn't go in on you? Right in midstream.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Can I say command strips? Can I say command strips without him taking it as a perverse analogy?
No, command strips is a thing. What are you talking about?
Okay. So is smoked meat.
I was questioning because I don't know what it is. Is it command strip or man strip?
No, man strip. Pause.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Command.
Okay. Big G in the building, fresh off of one of his fancy football drafts where he drafted 2 quarterbacks he called trash on this very podcast over time. He drafted C.J. Stroud and Caleb Williams both. He's called them both trash at some point or another. G, what's up?
Hey, man. With more information, you make better decisions. I got more information.
Convenient amnesia, baby.
Well, we should try and be informed before you even speak sometimes here.
No way. No way. That's not that. No way.
No way.
That's not how we roll, bro. That's not how we roll. We don't roll like that.
I had to go back and look the other day. We was talking on Pump Your Brakes with Shannon. You said Cordell Stewart was drafted at pick 52. I said, that don't seem right.
52 or 53?
Cordell Stewart was drafted at 60. But it was close enough that I wasn't going to make no deal about it. But you said Cordell Stewart drafted at 52. You pounding the table and everything. I like, B Dirt. Remember that show I said I like being on the show with Big G because he's good for my brand?
Yeah, it's good for my brand.
It still stands true.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Brand builder. That's what you should put.
Brand builder.
I'm giving him one of these early in the show. A big boo. Boo. Early in the show. Let's go.
We're gonna cut to break. Before we do that, if you're watching on YouTube, you know we're not going anywhere. We're just going to hear some words from our advertisers and sponsors for the audio side of things. But we'll be right back. Before we go, I want the homie Pay to read the what SCN has going on with DraftKings. Can you see that, Pay? Can you read that?
Check out DraftKings Sportsbook for all your sportsbook needs. Download the new DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use the code CURTAIN. That's CURTAIN. That's code CURTAIN for new customers to pay $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Guaranteed, plus 1 month of NFL Plus Premium on us. Offer expires September 19th. Hurry up.
Thanks, Pay. You was thinking a whole lot about yourself. It's not Pay, it's play, but everything else you did well.
Are we eligible for that? Working for the network, and we still do that? I was taking notes.
No.
What?
Hey, we got a super chat. We're gonna get it on the first side or the back side, bro.
Oh, come on, Pay. Don't let it slide.
I caught myself, no doubt.
Oh, Big G!
I caught myself.
That one was terrible.
Oh.
Hey. Go ahead and
Bishop,
read it, man. Yeah.
Paul Bishop said Big G saying that he was wrong is an absolute first, but I'm proud of you, G.
I appreciate it, Claude. I appreciate
Claude,
it. Appreciate it a lot.
Thank you for the super chat, and thank you.
That was very astute super chat at that.
And thank you for your first comment. Keeping you out the matrix still.
Yeah.
Still keeping you out the matrix.
He got appreciation.
What you say?
He got appreciation.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and slide to a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. And we're back on a Freaky Friday. We're going to jump back in.
And we're going to jump right back into another super chat from Mr. Gene Smith. He said, hit that like.
Gene Smith in the building. Thanks, Gene. We appreciate you, homie. Hit that like. Listen, Gene. Big G.
Like, share. Share is a good one, too.
There is that. Share is a good one. There's the Mr. Algorithm.
And if you're listening on podcasts, go hit that 5-star rating.
Oh yeah, if you're listening, but please listen too. That's some big.
Yeah, cross the streams. That's fine. Hit them with a ditty.
Okay, fellas. So this has been a week of in the show write-up. It said. I believe it said practices, transactions, and something. It might help if I just look at it, right? While I'm trying to remember what it said. Practice, cut downs, practices, and transactions. So that's what we're talking about today. So Big G, let's go to you first. Yeah. This whole Brandon Aiyuk mess.
It's over.
It was probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. You text me when the dude in Aerosols put the tweet out. You was like, Tate, it's gonna happen. He coming. Pause. Tate, he's gonna play for the Steelers. But hey, it didn't happen, Big G. So over all this time from March till now, till he signed the deal yesterday with the 49ers, 4 years, 160, I believe 76 guaranteed, 74 guaranteed, one of them two numbers. But what happened, Big G? What happened with that never going through? And what's going to happen with the Steelers' other wide receiver now?
Well, in my opinion, the reason why it didn't happen was because the asking price that the San Francisco 49ers wanted was another wide receiver to put in a position to replace Brandon Aiyuk. I heard through the different grapevine, different stuff, different sources, that they were trying to make a deal to get one of the Denver Broncos wide receivers, mainly Sutton, to come and replace Aiyuk in that trade, and then that would have been able to swing him to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They weren't willing to take a second and a third rounder without getting a player in return. Yeah.
Let me tell you if this is what you heard as far as the parameters of the deal. They're still on the table. A 2025 second, a 2025 third.
Yes.
And San Francisco was trying to take that third and trade it for Cortland Sutton.
Yes.
But Denver wasn't budging, right?
Correct.
Okay. Go ahead and finish your thoughts on it.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. And the issue is that they were unwilling to make that trade and make that, that swing for that player. So in all actuality, to me, this was sort of like maybe an underhanded deal because of the Rusty situation. I don't know. I just think that there's always been bad blood between the Denver Broncos and the Pittsburgh Steelers. All the way back to like the Tim Tebow and the Ben Roethlisberger days. There's been bad blood between those two organizations. So I believe that this puts Pittsburgh in a position where they're going to stick with the wide receivers that they have going into the season. I do not look for the Steelers to make a blockbuster trade for a wide receiver. I think they're going to go into the season with what they have, and you're going to see more heavy 12 personnel than you see 11 personnel for the Pittsburgh Steelers for this season. So that's going to spell Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, Hayward to be more active in the passing game versus the passing game being filled with a lot of 11 personnel sets. You'll see 11 personnel from time to time. You'll see, Pickens on the field with Roman Wilson, Pickens on the field with Calvin Austin III. You'll see those type. Vance Jefferson, definitely you'll see that. But I think you're going to see heavy 12 personnel for the Steelers this year versus heavy 11 personnel. If I had to go snap split right now, I would probably go 60% 12, 40% 11. That's just my thinking for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Quad Father Dennis Pavlik, thank you again for your continued support. Super Chats says, let's talk about Caleb's nail polish done with Aiyuk.
Yeah.
It seems to be a common thread over here. Biggie Bronco says, 100% right. Denver won the second round pick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I had Cortland Sutton,
Denver won the second from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I would, and I get it. Like you probably don't think any of the teams involved in this trade are going to be a top 10 pick, right? So
yeah,
you're going to get that back half of the third round. It's a big difference. For Cortland Sutton, I probably would want a second or two in that back half of the second.
Yeah, I agree. But or the second or third, whatever that kind of way they could have worked it out. But Tate, I just think they're going to go 12. They're going to go 12 heavy, 60%. 60% of the snaps going to be 12.
Well, there's been talk about, it was reported today. I don't know if it was just reported today or it's coming out today because he's a viable option for the Steelers. Michael Thomas is suspended for one game.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. What did he do?
What the hell he do now?
I think it's
I don't know.
Off season.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it was. I just saw the suspension, but it's kind of funny that it came out today when teams are now the wide receiver market is probably set as far as big names. I mean, unless the Bengals want to trade Jamar Chase inside the division, but be dirt. What's going on with Chase though?
Hold on. Can we just establish the Bengals ain't trading your skinny popcorn to the Steelers? We won't be trading nothing. No concession stand foods, no nothing. That ain't happening. We ain't trading the division.
You see me trying to get something out of my teeth with my car?
So check it out. Like, Jamar Chase, it's just a weird situation. Normally, you don't have somebody their third season looking for. It's normally next year that they would look for a deal. Some things have broke that have led Jamar Chase to looking for this deal. One being the boom in worth right now for the wide receivers and Justin Jefferson getting his deal. Those two are definitely competitive with each other, going back to their days at LSU. So I do think that was a driving force. And then you see the Bengals were going to take one of two guys in their draft when they took Jamar Chase. It was either Penei Sewell or Jamar Chase. So Penei Sewell, in his third season, signs an extension with the Detroit Lions for $112 million, 85 of it guaranteed. You put those two things together, and now Jamar Chase says, hey, I want paid like these big boy wide receivers, 35. They're giving the guy in his third year that you were thinking about taking instead of me. They gave him the deal. Why can't you give me the deal? So that's his justifiable stance. He's been at camp. He's been, in all accounts, working out on his own outside of their camp and going to all the meetings and staying up with everything. It just is a really weird look when he comes back to practices for two practices. Then Coach Zach Taylor says that he expects him to be at the first game, and then immediately Chase doesn't practice the next game.
This is Jamar Chase third year coming up?
This is 3, yeah. And then next year's 4, and then they have the rookie deal after this. So they got 2 more after this.
So the guys just got paid, CeeDee Lamb and
Jamar Jefferson or Justin Jefferson.
Aiyuk.
Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are very competitive with each other, man.
They got paid after their third year. I'm talking about Aiyuk and who did I say?
CeeDee Lamb and Aiyuk got paid.
Aiyuk and Waddle.
And Alma St. Brown got paid too.
That's when they normally get their deals after the third year, going into their fourth season. Yeah. So that's kind of what the precedence was for that. So I think that's the reason why it caught the Bengals off guard a little bit. But now he's looking and said, well, Penei Sewell got his deal. Why shouldn't I get mine? And Dennis Quadfather says he threw Zach under the bus by doing that. I get that. But it's just one of those things like I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, to me, it's not getting any cheaper. Next year, if they wanted to do the deal next year after this season, right?
Yeah.
Going in. So after this season coming up, we got 2 more years. So he's played 3. He's played 3 years. We have 2 more years of control because he's a first-round draft choice. Normally, it's 1 year left with control when they do the restructuring or re-upping the contract. So when they didn't give him that contract extension, they didn't expect him to ask for it this year. I get why they didn't, but to me, they've got it in the salary cap. They've got the cash flow. It's not going to get any cheaper to extend him after next season. Does anybody here expect him not to have over 1,200 yards, 1,400 yards? Like, to me, sign him. Aggregate that thing over 6 years. If you do that, it's $31 million a year for 6 years. And you have 2 guys under contract. You have Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow through 2029. Lock it up. The other thing I don't understand, they didn't pay Bates because they needed that money to pay the big 3. Then T wanted too much money. They didn't pay him so they could pay Jamar. And now Jamar is ready for his deal. And he asked for it after they told T no. What are they holding on to the money for? You keep telling me it's not this guy, it's the next guy.
My question, B Dirt, and not saying it is not realistic, but I think the market could go up to this number before it comes down. But why the highest guy is getting 35? Why does he think he's worth 40? His numbers aren't better than Justin Jefferson's.
Correct. I agree with you there. His confidence.
If it was 36, I get it.
Yeah, but that's a one-upsmanship.
Yeah, right.
The deal that I said on Running Through the Jungle, I think 3 weeks ago, I still think would get it done for him if you did 4-year extension, $150 million, 37.5 a year, and 100 of it guaranteed. I think it's done.
I got a question. Well, it's not a question, it's a statement. I believe that the Bengals is playing a really dangerous game right now with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I believe it's a really dangerous game.
And that's a thing. I love the Bengals.
Yeah.
That franchise has continuously played chicken with people.
Yeah.
They will get in a staring contest and just stare at you.
Is that what got Carson Palmer out of there?
No, Carson Palmer became the highest paid player in the league. Okay. What Carson Palmer got out of there for was because the other things around him didn't change, right? So, like signing, I don't know, one of the top 5 wide receivers in the league that wants a contract extension who happens to be one of your best friends, maybe something along those lines. Not doing those things are the reason why Carson Palmer left. Not because of Carson Palmer's always had a good contract. And to the Bengals, the thing they do good is they let their guys play out their contracts. They don't try to chop money off of them at the end of deals. They let it ride out. So there are some good things that they do contract wise, but there's some stuff that they don't, and they need to get better at it. And this needs to be the time they do it.
So it's 100% sure T. Higgins is walking, right?
Nothing's 100%, but
close to it.
Yeah, I would. It's in the 90s.
All right. So if they don't sign Chase to a contract going into the season, what is the percentage that he walks to?
He can't walk. He's on a contract.
I know that, but you know what I'm saying? He's going to force a trade out of there if they're not going to pay him. That's my question. Will they force?
I don't think it'll come to that, G.
Yeah.
But if it does, and I've had this thought in my mind. I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong. I've had this thought in my mind. And we talked about like how it's a percentage, 48% of revenue gets shared with players. That's the salary cap. So you're talking about tipping the salary cap numbers heavily to 1, 2, 3 positions. So everybody else's cut of the pie shrinks. At what point do some of the owners say we're not doing this anymore? We're not going to that any farther than that. I don't want this to happen, but could the Bengals say, look, we have your 5th-year option.
Yeah.
And we have 2 salary tags because you were a first-round draft pick. We have 4 years of control of your career.
Yeah.
If you don't want to play, don't play. Now, I don't think it's going to come to that with Jamar Chase. I don't think the Bengals are going to do that. But at some point, I think there's going to be a team that takes that stance to a player come to them early for an extension. It's going to happen sooner or later. There's too much money being thrown around like that.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. I just want to see your take on it because I'm thinking somebody's going to have to make a stance. I just hope it ain't the Bengals because I think the Bengals is a good organization.
Especially with the Chase and Burrow relationship. I really think because you don't just upset Chase here, right?
Yeah.
You upset Burrow.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah, I know, but because of their prior relationship, Burrow and Chase, I don't see Chase wanting to ultimately go anywhere. I think he wants to get his money now, so he's kind of playing the game you got to play. But much like we thought Brandon Aiyuk was going somewhere, he didn't go anywhere. I don't think Jamar Chase is going anywhere either.
That's big facts.
But, hey, real quick, we're going to take another quick break, maybe our last one. If you're watching on YouTube, well, hold on a second. B-Dirt. I told you guys this, man. Did I see? Yeah. I seen the homie Tim Lyons in the building. When Tim Lyons was beating my brother at that game, I ain't hear nothing from Tim. No, I mean, I heard all from Tim. All in my Facebook Messenger. Your brother's a good opponent, but I won. He lost. I ain't heard from Tim, man. I don't even know if they played again. But yeah, Tim got that L like I said he would. If my brother had went for the tie the last game before that, he probably could have won in overtime. But he went for 2 because that's what we do. We let him hang. But now I think he got Tim number.
I don't know. It's a very Ohio State thing to be bragging about being 1-3.
Oh, it's the trend is going B Dirt. Now that they've played
one of anything is not a trend, Tate. You know that.
No, the trend is it went from 27-7 to 20-14 to 21-20 to now he lost by 10. So each game he was getting closer. So yeah, I get you taking up for your boy, man. Cause my brother beat your pocket aces with pocket 10s.
Hey, I got my money in on best hand. Sometimes it don't work out.
So you already against him on that note.
Listen, if you listen to Pay Dirt, you already know you get your money in when you got the best advantages. I did that, and I've played more hands since.
Oh yeah, I played a lot of hands. That was probably 20 years ago, but it's a hand you always seem to recall. Why would I remember? You always bring it up because we all remember bad beats. That's one of your
I hate it. That's the reason why I bring it up. I hate it.
Right.
I always remember the bad beats. Never remember the wins.
Is this the best time for me to announce that, Tim? We got to see each other September 5th before kickoff. Me and you, College Football 25.
Oh.
And we need to broadcast it on your Twitch.
Let me ask y'all this real quick. And live chat, y'all can chime into it. We have a super chat from the Quad Father. Here I come with that one. But hey, so NCAA 25, heard you guys talk about it for about what? Over a month now, right?
Yeah.
It seems to be, I never played. I never even seen anybody play it. But it seems to be a popular game, a good game, a fun game.
Yeah.
So I'm at the barber shop yesterday, and they talking good about Madden, right? So, and I haven't seen her play that either. But then I talked to a couple guys today that said Madden was trash. So I'm just trying to get a good take on what is it with Madden? Is it good or bad?
So I haven't played the Madden yet. The college football game was a step up in light years compared to the last time the college football release was. I think a lot of people like what you can do with the players compared to what college football was the last time. I mean, it's been so many years, but I think there's players.
Wait. So you're saying college football is so much better than it was that it just seems better than Madden because it took such a jump.
Yeah. College football really jumped, man, to me. I've seen Madden. I haven't played it. I saw my son-in-law playing it, and I was like, yeah, it's all right. But that college football game is nice, man, to me.
Gene Smith say Madden is garbage. Tim say Madden is garbage.
I done heard it too. It's all right. It ain't.
I heard it from both sides of the situation. And so, like I said, yesterday, the barbershop, those guys was all lovely. And then somebody tells me today, I told him, man, like it's different now, man. I told him I stopped playing, because wasted so much time. We play for $100, $200 a game, and you lose, and you waiting to get a turn, and you done waited 3 hours for you to get to play again. I was just wasting too much time. That's what. But now they say with streaming, you can be at home doing whatever you guys do. And I said, I never played on a streaming platform, so I don't know how that works. I know I started in 92, the first man with the Houston Oilers, Big G. You don't remember that? I was hanging out. I was hanging out with my little cousin RP, man. He was 11. I was 17. Just because he had the Madden, I was over there kicking it with my little 11-year-old cousin.
I remember all them games back in the day, bro. All them games. Yeah.
Hey, go ahead and read the Quad Father's comment. We're gonna jump the break and come back and talk about the DeSean Watson restructured and get into, talk about everybody's first game and what we're looking for before the season.
That's a Chicago comment. That's all pays.
Go ahead. You got that, bro.
Appreciate the super chat there, Dennis Pavlak, the Quad Father. He says even the White Sox won 31 games, and they are still trash. One, this is talking about how Ohio State has a trend of 1 out of 3. And yes, you are correct. The White Sox are big trash.
The White Sox are trash. I tell Tim just lace it up and play again, then, Tim. I mean, that was last Sunday when we was doing the know-it-alls. What's up, Quinn?
Tell you got this is Oz. You got to do some paperwork. Oz has his SAG card, so he gonna get paid for this. You're gonna break him off a little something.
Okay, my dudes Harlem and Bronx, they did it pro bono.
Pro bono?
Yeah.
You can't say bone around this guy. No, did he?
That's the thing. His brother's a lawyer. He knows what pro bono is. But hey, man, we about to go ahead and jump to a quick break. We're watching on YouTube. Stay with us. We're not going anywhere. If you listen on the audio platform, Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, wherever you're listening, we have to hear a few words from our partners and pay some bills. And we'll be right back after these brief words. And we're back on the Pump Your Brakes podcast. So we're talking about the deal that didn't happen for Pittsburgh, the deal that needs to happen for the Bengals. Now, I have a sneaky suspicion the Browns are up to something. They restructured DeSean Watson's contract that I believe gave them $35.5 million on the cap this year that they can do something. I mean, do we think they're doing something? I thought maybe when they did it, at the time they did it, maybe they were trying to get in for Aiyuk. But what do we think? Do we think that means anything? Big G, Pay?
Pay, you want to answer first?
Does it mean anything for this season? I would suspect no. I don't think they've got to trade up their. I don't think they have a move up their sleeves based on the available players. However, the Browns do have a history of restructuring deals and moving more money to the front, so it gives them more wiggle room for future seasons. What I would surmise is that what they're doing now is getting enough money paid to Watson that they can presently, so they can move off of him quicker in the future. That's my unknowledgeable assumption about what they got going on.
I agree in totality, Pay. This is a make or break season for him. If DeSean doesn't get him in the playoffs and play well for the Brownies, for the Elves, they're gonna move off that boy quick. They gave him as much money as they possibly can to be able to, if he's not the answer, they're gonna cut ties with him at the end of the season. I agree with that in totality.
So you don't see a potential move up their sleeve, Big G?
I think this was all about DeSean and him salary cap strapping them and their ability to be able to do what they need to do to get other players, bring in free agents. I mean, still to this date, DeSean Watson has the highest contract paid. To this date. I mean, there's been all kind of astronomical contracts out there for quarterbacks and all whatever else. But that $250 million guaranteed is the highest paid bread. So they trying to get up off of that. They trying to cut deck the deal with that.
It's the highest in guaranteed money for a player. The total country has been passed up quite a few times. And I want to come back to something I said. The Browns did make a move in their quarterback room this week. They cut Tyler Huntley, former Pro Bowl quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. They cut him. They cut him because DTR is looking real good. So just to give you a little bit of background on where my assumption is coming from, Tyler Huntley's a Pro Bowler. Tyler Huntley's proven as a serviceable guy who can come in and win some games for your club if your starter goes out. DeSean Watson is always out. Always out of commission because of injury or felonious activity. So why would you cut a Pro Bowler? Why would you cut somebody proven? You've always said the number 2 quarterback is very important. Teams need to start drafting number 2 quarterbacks in the second day.
I think
it's because DTR is good now.
Yeah,
but DTR is not even that. That was battle for number 3. Jameis Winston's number 2.
But I'm saying that's why they got rid of Huntley, because they say, okay, we got something going with DTR.
Yeah,
Winston, he's more of an right now thing. Like, okay, DeSean, you mess up, we got Jameis right here. But DTR, I think they're hoping he could be the future.
Yeah.
Well, he beat Pittsburgh last year. He's definitely played when Huntley went back to Baltimore.
Yeah. That's big facts.
We got some quarterback musical chairs going on, but so we don't see the Browns having to move. So let's get into this pay.
What about the super chat? Did we say that for Gene?
Yeah. Gene Smith, thank you for the $1. And I got it up on the screen when he wasn't even thinking about it. Again, I'm sorry.
He said buy NCAA over Madden. Facts.
Big G hit it with the big facts.
Yeah, big facts.
Okay. Thank you, Gene.
Gold Standard podcast had a good comment, I thought, on this stuff too. He said it was a move for next year when the Browns are $60 million over the salary cap.
That's facts. That's big facts.
So.
Big facts.
Probably.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that back up, because I will almost put this on a receipt. The Browns are not doing anything with that money. They're going to roll that over into next year and the year after that, so they can stay in the black. That is what they're doing.
Yeah, you've got some interesting. The Browns have that situation coming up in the next couple of years. The Eagles are in that situation over the next couple of years. There's a couple of teams that are in that situation right now.
Yeah. They might have to figure out what they got to do with the running back position. You're right. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, going to you next. Talk about the first game of the season, man. The Thursday night kickoff game this year is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. How you see that playing out, man? Can Lamar rebound from the bad game he had in the AFC Championship game last year? And I think a lot of that was play call and Lamar's decision making, because it's a lot of times I feel like in that game, if you recall, I feel like Lamar should have gone ahead and escaped the pocket and used his legs more, but for some reason he wanted to stand in the pocket and prove that he could pass and beat. I feel like because he was playing against Patrick Mahomes, so he wanted to kind of go mano-y-mano, and he let that get in his head instead of doing what he always did, win 75% of his games and do whatever he needs to do to win. So how do you see this game playing out on Thursday night, Pay, the kickoff, NFL season kickoff?
Well, I already told you how it's playing out, and if you don't recall, tune in to hour 2, tune in to overtime. I agree with you, Tate. I agree. Lamar didn't have a good game. In fact, I don't think anybody associated with the Baltimore Ravens had a good AFC Championship game. Not their offensive coordinator, not Lamar, not Cal Hamilton, not Mark Andrews, definitely not Zay Flowers. Anybody, any other notable people, John Harbaugh included. I think it was a bad game played by everybody. If you paid attention to Baltimore last year, they won a lot of their games running the ball because they was up in majority of their games. The ball, they did what they had to do in the first 30, 40 minutes of the game, and then they sulked you away. And in this game, they put it all on Lamar's throwing. I don't know why Lamar didn't take matters into his own hands more often and be a Superman player like he's shown he could. Maybe it was something like you said. He got into his own head and wanted to prove all the haters wrong, all the doubters wrong, that he can do this with his arm. And I just don't think you should never go away from your strengths. Yes, you can want to do other things outside of your strength, but in a win or go home situation, make the right play, make the best play. I also said Cal Hamilton. He got dogged up by Travis Kelce all game. Zay Flowers with bonehead after bonehead play. Mark Andrews had a couple of miscues, missed blocks, drop passes. It was just a fluky game. A game that they should have won, to be honest with you. But how I see this game going out, I think they correct those mistakes. I think they have circled the calendar ever since the schedule came out, and they are focused, ready to go. On the flip side, Kansas City has had another tumultuous offseason. Another offseason filled with distractions, podcasts, reality TV, terrorist threats, rather. It's just a lot going on for Kansas City. I don't think that they'll be ready for week 1. I mean, they're the champions. They're raising a banner, they're getting their rings. How many times do you see banner night not go the right way for the champs? I got Baltimore.
Didn't it not go the right way last year?
We got to keep our takes shorter. We're getting way too many of these super chats, fellas.
Yeah, the quad father. Dennis says basically what Pay probably just stole it from Dennis's super chat. The Chiefs won't lose 2 straight openers, but Pay picked Baltimore, didn't he?
For the corner time. For the corner time, he picked it.
Don't go there.
We got another one right after that. We got
Baltimore ready too, tell you the truth. I think Derrick Henry gonna come in there and be physical. I think they're gonna out. I think the Chiefs can be had early. If you're gonna get them, you get them early. Once Patrick Mahomes goes around a few games, plays the AFC West a couple times, and sees defenses and knows what's going on, it's tougher then than it is in the beginning.
Yeah.
Luke
Cage got a super chat
too.
Super
chat, the homie Luke Cage. Luke, thanks for the $4.99 super chat. I seen you over there on Most the other day watching that one too, man. Commenting on Most, man. Good to see you traveling around Steeler Nation, getting all your good podcast knowledge, man. But Big G, go ahead and read that. Look like I see your name in it.
Yeah, Luke, man, thank you for the $4.99. He said, BG, do you see Exton Suit for Cam and Freiermuth and possibly Najee next week? Nah. What do you mean by Exton Suit? That's what I need to know. What do you mean by Exton Suit? I think Freiermuth and Najee are going to have outstanding games this next.
I believe he's doing text to talk. It's probably extensions for Cam and Freiermuth and possibly Najee next week.
Cam is not going to get an extension. I think this is his last hurrah for the Steelers. Najee, I would say 50% or less that he would get the extension. But I think Freiermuth has a breakout season for the Steelers this year, and I can see Freiermuth getting an extension for the Steelers.
I have a very good source.
Go ahead, B Dirt. That was for Big G.
I have a very good source that's on record saying that Najee will indeed not get a second contract with the Steelers.
I've heard that too. That's what I said 50%.
I think that too.
You want to cite your sources?
Pay Saunders is the gentleman's name.
And
I would double that. Pat Freiermuth ain't getting one either.
Pat Freiermuth is getting one.
Booth is getting an extension.
Ooh. Cam is going to get one. It's not going to be the lengthy ones. Cam is going to get one. They're not going to let him not be a Steeler. This is not his last hurrah, Big G.
I think he's going to retire after this year. I think it's over.
If they win the Super Bowl, perhaps, then we talk about it. But cut this up, put it on the receipt too, man. But hey, okay, so B Dirt, y'all open up against the Pats, who are playing Jacoby Brissett at starting quarterback.
Yep.
So is Jamar Chase going to play that game first?
My gut tells me no.
Oh.
My gut tells me no. I don't think he will. I think he might miss the first couple and then come in. We'll see.
Okay. So so obviously you still expect to be able to handle the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean it's the NFL. Football's going to football, and we've been off to slow starts the past 3 years, but you still got to expect to win this game. If you're going to be a playoff team, you got to win games like this at home opener against a struggling New England Patriots franchise. Now they have a young quarterback who looked good in the preseason, and they're still going with the veteran because they don't want him to get beat up. I think you gotta expect to win it.
B Dirt, real quick. I still want you to finish. But Big G, 117 people in here and 37 likes.
That's a failing grade.
That ain't no Big G thing. That's a pay. You know what you got to do, bro. Listen, this season in 2024, I'm not holding back with pay. I'm letting him loose right off the rip. Pay, do what you do.
I mean, guys, we don't expect 100%ers here, but we should at least be passing grade.
Right. That's like,
hey, yeah, hit it, pay. Do what you do. Do what you do.
That's like 35.
Listen, man, this is starting to get piss poor. If you're sitting here watching this, I don't care if you like the content or not. You've seen it. Like the podcast, share the podcast, and if you don't, you will be getting bombarded by Cleveland Brown emails to your precious inbox asking you to sign up for season tickets. They will send you several a day because I will give them your information. Now, if you don't want this, if you don't want all your friends to know you're a Brown supporter, like the pod, share the pod. 5 stars.
Shout out to the homie Kevin Brokenborough. He said the homies are right. We got to do better.
Yeah, what's the reverse? What's the reverse of a super chat? Can we pay him money for having such a great chat?
We can name him the MVP of the night.
There you go.
We can send them one of them shirts.
The homie's MVP. Man, I got a lot going on right now with shirts. Every time I go to order, we get more orders in.
Yeah.
So I got a lot coming.
Okay. Shout out to the Quad, man. He got to get another name. Quad is not enough.
I don't know. I don't know.
You giving me the Ocho father?
Now we got to think tank that one, man. We got to think tank. Think tank.
Think tank what?
The new name, because the Quad father is beastly.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying come up with it right now, but yeah, he always out there in the building, super chatting and shouting us out, man. I really appreciate the homie. But hey, so we're okay, be there. Who wins that game?
Bengals.
Bengals win. Could they cover? I know you put money on already.
I have not. I've not put money on anything for next week. I'm only focused on college football right now.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna stay away from it.
Okay, but the Bengals win.
Bengals win.
Big G.
Yeah. You
got 2 games. Well, you got doing in the next 6-7 minutes.
Go ahead.
The Cowboys and Browns. How you see that one going down?
Browns win by at least 7. Browns win by at least 7. Myles Garrett is going to sack Dak Prescott at least 2 times, maybe 3 times. The Browns going to beat the Cowboys week 1. Guarantee it.
Man, we got to get a homie Gene Smith a nickname too. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for the super chat. Gene gives us $1.99 only to say good show. Thank you very much, Gene.
Much appreciated.
Hasn't DeSean Watson missed most of the most account?
I'm telling you right now, they're gonna beat the brake shoes off the Dallas Cowboys, man. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna beat them down.
He didn't miss any more than that.
Yes, facts. That's big facts, Tate. Big facts. Big facts.
Dak didn't miss it from being hurt.
A lot, if any, either.
Mm-mm.
You know,
Cleveland win by at least 7.
From being hurt, though.
Yeah. I got the Browns by 7.
Anytime DeSean Watson spending too many hours in the training room, I start getting nervous for everybody.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, the Browns going to win. They're going to win by 7, at least 7. Cleveland's going to win. They're going to win that game. They're going to put Denzel Ward one-on-one with Lamb and say somebody else got to beat us. Are you
telling me that you're predicting, in the same week that the Browns are going to beat the Cowboys and the Wolverines are going to beat the Longhorns?
Yes. Yes. Man. Hey, B-Dirt, write that. Put that on the receipt. Write that down. Yes. Yes,
I want to
what's
see
gonna
that
happen.
know-it-all. That's all I want to see. I want to see that
That's
know-it-all.
write it down. The Cowboys is going down, and the Longhorns is going down. Write it
You
down.
know what? That's the first time I had a problem with AWOL. Now I think about it. I had a bet to pay off, and AWOL didn't show up for that show for me to wear the TCU gear like the man of my word because his Cowboys got beat and he didn't want to come on.
That's big facts.
Huh.
That's
Well,
big
this
facts.
AWOL thing goes back a long time.
Big G, we got just a couple minutes left, man. Tell us about the Steelers Falcons. The Steelers travel down, and you know what? We the only game that's going to be played before we back here next week is that Baltimore KC game. But what are you looking for?
I want to know.
What are you looking for this next week of practice, Big G, and what the Steelers can take into Atlanta that they probably need and do?
The camaraderie with the offensive line based on the injuries is our biggest concern going into week 1 with Atlanta. We have to work out what we need to work out for the offensive line. I think defensively, we're ready to go. Watt's ready. Watt's been chomping at the bit. He's ready. He's been ready to go. So the defense is ready to go, ready to ride. I think Atlanta's got a serviceable offense. I think that they have a very good team now because they got quarterbacks. But what's got to work out for our end is that our offensive line has to be able to push their defensive line around because I think we're going to go heavy 12 personnel. So if they're going to roll with Spencer Anderson, leave him in at guard. If not, let's get McCormick ready and let him to play. But I think the Steelers' offensive line is the number one concern going into week 1 against Atlanta.
Pay, I know you're really good at catching these clips. I think there's a clip back here shortly after the draft, maybe 3 or 4 weeks after, where Big G predicted that the Steelers would have a top 5 offensive line. And I kept telling him you can't rely on people that haven't taken snaps in professional football like that.
But it's injuries, B-Dirt. It's not because we didn't have that. We've had some devastating injuries across that offensive line. Jones has been injured all preseason. Fautano's been injured all preseason. With Herbig's out for the season.
Injured or hurt?
Injured.
Yeah. He hasn't played in the last 2 preseason games.
Right. And Siamalu just got hurt. He's going to be out possibly 4 to 6 weeks. So we lost a starting guard, a backup center. We've had tackle injury issues going on. It's a lot going on with that offensive line. So, yes, if they're all healthy, the top 5. But the offensive line is injured, man. I see B-Dirt. I mean, I see Pay talking about violin or whatever else. Injuries is a part of it. So you can't prepare for them. When it happens, it happens. You got to overcome it. That's why it's important that they got to put the offensive line together to get them ready to go.
You are 1,000% correct, G. Injuries are a part of it. Next man up. What's up, Tate?
That's not how it works, man. That's not how it works.
That's not how it works. Oh,
next man up.
My bad.
Next man up will have you drafted in the top 10 of the draft every year.
My bad.
Next man up. You got to have the guys that you need to play, and they got to be ready to ride. Next man up mentality. Now, I know that's Mike Tomlin's mentality, but that you got to have serviceable NFL players. Without serviceable NFL players, because Mike Tomlin doesn't make any excuses, and I get that. But our offensive line is a concern right now today based on the injuries. That's a huge concern.
Wait a second. Are you disagreeing with the great Mike Tomlin? The Mike Tomlin?
I can't believe we went this whole show without talking about the quarterback controversy, but okay.
It's over. Rusty's going to start.
Yeah, so QB1.
Rusty's going to start. Justin's going to get 10 to 20 snaps. That's where we're at.
Doing what?
I think 10 to 20 is high. 6 to 8.
Just a package.
The package, yeah. He's not going to like alternate series and stuff. But
he ain't been trying to pick some of them much.
So Big G thinks Fields going to have a big package. Tate thinks it's going to be a smaller package.
There you go with the no doubt.
Got it.
That's automatically no doubt. No doubt.
Well, that's the end of the show. Thanks, guys.
Mod in the live chat. He didn't give us no super though, but he said Tomlin's a master communicator. And
that was Afton who said he was a master obfuscator.
Mod got back in the fantasy league bloody and blood out for the first time in about 4 or 5 years. he does come in with a chip. So good luck to Mod. The draft is Sunday evening at 9 o'clock, and we're gonna air it on the Know It Alls channel. And right now, we about to go to OT, and it's receipt pay up time, man. So we're gonna talk about pay. Pay got some stuff clipped out, so when you come in, we're gonna roll that clip immediately, then go from there. So
I wish I had a receipt book too.
Jump on over to overtime. It's 9:01. We'll be there about 9:07. So go ahead and do that. Any of you guys got anything you want to say before we get out of here and go? And we want everybody here to come on over to overtime. This has been a great group. We got up to like almost 100, 120 watching. The thumbs up shot up to 46 Big G. Still would be nice to get about 50, 52 before we log off while we're doing this outro. But so if anybody
I'm leaving so I can try to get back in time because I gotta take 2 dogs out real quick.
Okay, go ahead, B Dirt.
I gotta go get my shot.
And then you won't be too well. He won't be too late, but we're gonna be playing the role of Pay's clips to start it out. But all right, go ahead, Pay. Take us on home to the homeland.
If I can have one thing for Christmas, and Christmas is the first day of football, please jail Brett Favre.